Hi students, today we learn about the prose When the Trees Walked by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is an award-winning Indian author of more than 500 books, short stories, essays and novels. He writes poetry and books for children as well as adults. He lives with his adopted family in Landour in Missouri, India. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. Look at this picture. So many birds, animals and children are playing there. Would you like to be in the place? Yes, of course. If so, what would you enjoy the most? I think you would enjoy swing. Do the trees walk? Yes, the trees we had planted long ago had multiplied. They were walking again. Section 1. Fertile, meaning able to produce a lot of plants or crops. Abundant, left without care. Vigorous, healthy and strong. This story starts with the narrator and his grandfather sitting on the veranda steps when the narrator notices a tendril creeping towards the grandfather. After 20 minutes, the tendril crosses the step and touches grandfather's feet. The narrator believes there is a scientific explanation to the plant's behavior. Whenever grandfather joined the narrator in the garden became a happy place. The grandfather served many years in the Indian Forest Service, so he liked trees and plants. After his retirement, he built a bungalow on the outer area of Dehradun. He planted trees like lime, mango, orange, and guava around the house. The Doon Valley was fertile, so all the trees grew tall and strong. An old peepal tree broke through the walls of an abandoned outhouse. Peepal tree have broaded chest trunk and slim-waisted leaves that spin like top, which attract our attention and invite us into their shade. Grandmother wanted to cut down the peepal tree, but grandfather decided not to, as he thought he could build another outhouse. Grandmother was not against trees, but fond of growing flowers. Meanings: protested, opposed, nightmare, a frightening dream, interfering, stopping. Section 2. Grandfather, during the rains, would walk into the jungle beyond the riverbed with sapling and cuttings which he would plant into the forest. The narrator questioned grandfather that no one would come there. Grandfather replied that he was planting them for the forest and for the animals and birds for more food and shelter. He also explained that trees are required to keep the desert away, to attract rain, to prevent the banks of rivers from being washed away, for fruits and flowers. The narrator helped grandfather with enthusiasm, while grandfather thought the narrator a George Morris poem. Grandfather said trees would start to walk again like they did earlier until some busybody cast a spell on them. The narrator and the grandfather saw an island that was dry in summer but flooded during rains. Grandfather saw a small mango tree growing there and decided to plant tamarind, coral, tree saplings on the island. Section 3. The narrator spent the monsoon season with his grandparents, where he saw life and greenness brought by the rains. He also saw broad-leaved vine, peepal tree taking root in the ceilings, a mango sprout on the windowsill. During Second World War, the narrator went to live with his father in Delhi. After 2 or 3 years, he left for England and returned to India after several years. When he returned to Dehradun after many years, he walked towards the riverbed. He was surprised to see the spectacular view of the island where they had planted coral tree saplings. He could hear squirrels and quail asking him who he was. The narrator could see that the tree recognized him and came nearer. He thought of what his grandfather had said, trees are walking again. So, my dear students, you should plant more trees and save the forest. Thank you.